The way the church treated you is not how God sees you. I've been where you are, hurt and confused about what the concept of God really is. And if this experience is what God really is about, then I want to have nothing to do with it. Luckily, I eventually decided to seek God on my own. And that's when I discovered the real truth and experienced the true love that one would expect to receive from God. Based on the God that I now know, I refuse to let you miss out on the many blessings that God has in store for you because of people who have nothing to do with God. Your purpose and spiritual abilities in God are far greater than you could have ever imagined. The church didn't want you to know that, so they did everything they could to make you suppress your true self. They didn't want your full potential to unleash. They saw how great the light of God was shining over you and couldn't handle it. So they decided to make your experience so awful, so miserable, that you not only stopped going to church, but you also stopped believing in God. Whether intentional or not, they led you to believe that God has left you. But that couldn't be further from the truth. First of all, the problem is that you were manipulated into believing that what you know as the church today is actually the house or the temple of God. The following scriptures tells us the true meaning of the word church. 1 Corinthians 3 verse 16 says, "Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?" So you are the temple of God. You are the vessel that hosts the Spirit of God. You are the house of God. You, the individual. It is you who God chooses to live inside of, so long as you let Him. And they will try to convince you that it is you going to their church, that you are not in the presence of the Lord unless you attend their building. In 2 Corinthians 6 verse 16, it says, "Ye are the temple of the living God, as God hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people." Acts 7 verses 48 and 49 says, "Howbeit the Most High dwelleth in temples made with hands." Again, howbeit the Most High dwelleth in temples made with hands. As saith the prophet, "Heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me, saith the Lord?" This is telling you that someone building up a building and calling it a church and convincing you that you are not in the presence of God and that you need to attend that building in order to be in the presence of the Lord couldn't be further from the truth. If the Spirit of God is all around you, and if the Spirit of God is living inside of you, how could you not be in His presence unless you attend that building? You can worship God anywhere at any time. Don't you ever believe that because you don't have time this weekend to go to the church means you are not in the presence of the Lord. If you're at work, go to the lunchroom, take a moment to yourself and get in the presence of God if you wish to, because He is right there. You can worship God anywhere at any time. Now, this is the purpose of the building that we today call the church. So the church, which is the people, goes to that specific building to gather together in an assembly to worship God. In Matthew 18 verse 20 is where it says, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst of them." You need to know that it doesn't matter if others reject the peace and love and joy that you bring to the world and to the people around you, because God went as far as to prepare you for this by telling you in Revelations 3 verse 8, "I know thy works, Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. So why are you letting them? For thou hast a little strength, and hast not denied my name. Not because they portray themselves as the greatest servants of God means that they are. Many are knowingly and unknowingly agents of darkness. And this is why God said in verse 9, Behold, I will make of them the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, referring to the followers of God in that time, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. I'm going to pause here to let you know that I am dedicated to allow God to guide me into helping you with your spiritual journey. So if you wish to see more videos like this, then subscribe to the channel. Your pastor will make you believe that only him or her have access to God, and that they will need to pray on your behalf. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Revelation 3:20 says, Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. So all this time, when you have been listening to everyone else around you telling you about God and making you make certain types of assumptions about God, the entire time God has been knocking on your door, waiting on you to let him in so that he can come and talk with you, so that he can come and have a relationship with you. But he needs you to give him the permission to come in. Remember, you are the temple and God knocks on your door, not just your pastors. So the next time someone treats you badly and you immediately think that God doesn't love you, remind yourself in that moment of how God was treated by the scribes and Pharisees, who were the religious leaders in that time. Even Jesus was rejected by the so-called righteous. And that didn't make him any less the Son of God. And it doesn't make you any less called. Seek God once more. He has been trying to get his truth to you and has been waiting on you to finally speak to him directly about all of your frustrations. He wants you to vent to him. He wants you to question him. He doesn't want you to be confused. If you are ready to reconnect with God but don't know where to start, I've made this video. If you apply those steps, you will see your spiritual abilities unlock one by one. Thank you for staying till the end. May God's richest blessings cover you and your family in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth.